Okay, so today we are going to implement this building bar to our RTS game. So as you remember, the previous tutorial we have completed our uh, resource bar over here. So similarly, we have to create this building bar in our game, and then later on actually we can place uh, resource buildings by selecting the corresponding item over here. Okay, so let's see how we can do that in our game. Alright, so the previous tutorial I think we have covered this resource bar. So the values are updating on real time and these characters mine the resources. So here you can see the values are updating on real time. So today let's create that building bar, which is we can use to interact to place buildings on the map later on. But for now, let's create that specific UI component. Okay, so I think we can go to the UI, and in the UI, I'll create a new folder called building, and then you can create a widget blueprint for the building item, which represent a specific building item in our building bar. And we need to create building bar component as well. Okay, so it's similar to this resources. In resources actually we had resource bar, and inside the resource bar we had different types of resource items. Likewise, in the building bar we can encapsulate number of building items. So first, sorry, not this one. Let's go to the building folder, and first let's open this WB building item, and yeah, so I'll remove this canvas and let's place a size box, and for the width and height let's assign 100 and 100, and let me make it as this height. Right, and let's add overlay component, and on top of that overlay let's add a border, and then we need an image. I'll make it fill screen. Also let's add some padding as well, right? So then we can visualize border outside as well. Then let's add a button as well, so we can click on that specific building item. I'll make it fill, but actually we don't need to visualize this default button component. All we need is that click behavior. So I'll make the render opacity as 0. Okay, and let's go to the graph, and inside the graph I need to create a variable, and I'll name it as icon. Actually this represents the building item icon, and it should be texture 2D object reference type, and I'll assign it to a group called setup, a category called setup. Okay, and then let's create a function called update building item, and here I can set this image 56 instance by calling set brush from texture, and let's use this icon. and I'll make it as match size. Okay, and then actually we can call this function at the construct at the design time, and at the construct we can directly call it. Right? So let's compile and save. But if you go to the designer tab, there is nothing visualized here. It's simply because of we haven't assigned any icons yet, right? But at the building bar, let's assign some icons, and it will render the corresponding image on top of this building item, right? Okay, then let's create our building bar. So as usual, I'll remove this canvas panel and let's add an overlay. So let's add vertical box. Make sure to make it as horizontally aligned field and vertically aligned field. And then let's add a spacer. And I'll make it as field. And then let's add a size box, which having the height of 100. And let's add another spacer, and maybe by height we can make it as 20. Okay. So we have this small displacement over here. Okay, then let's add an overlay on top of this size box, and also a border, make it as fill, and let's add some brush color, something like this maybe. Also I'll make the size box horizontal alignment as align to center, right? Okay, great. Then let's add a horizontal box, something like this, and then we can place our building items like this. Okay, and actually there are several icons at our props: RTS game starter kit, UI, icons, and building. So these are the 4 types of resource buildings that we have. So currently we have these 3 types of building, and later on actually we are going to add house as well to generate some income and generate some coins within the game. But for now actually we have these 3 items or these 3 resource buildings. But let's assign all of these stuffs to our building bar, and then later on actually we can work on how we can place those items, right? So first I'll add this lumber hut to this icon. So you can see now that item is displayed, right? Or that image is displayed. So I'll duplicate 3 more times, and let's assign rest of the icons. One is barn, this one is mine, and finally we have house, right? So this looks fine, but let's add some space in between these items as well, so it will be look nicer. So let's add a space over here. It should be a x-axis displacement, right? And one more over here and over here. Also, let's make this size box 110. Let's add some padding to this horizontal box, maybe 5. Okay, oh, it looks good. Sorry. Okay, and then okay, and then actually we can call this building bar on our HUD. So let me first quickly check my documentation. Okay, so let's go to this blueprint components bp comp RTS game HUD, and similar to this resource bar widget, we have to create another widget for this building bar. So I'll add a sequence over here. Let's create widget, which is building bar, and I'll promote it to a variable called building bar ref, and then we can add it to the viewport. Okay, so actually this function will call at this initialization HUD event, and this will get triggered, which will eventually create this widget blueprint and appear it to our viewport. Okay, so let's play test again. Okay, now you can see our building bar can be seen over here, right? But actually there is no click events yet, and there is no hovering effects or stuff like that. Maybe in the next tutorial we'll see how we can improve this building bar and make it more responsive. Okay, so thank you. I'll see you in the next video.